I told you guys that Cuba Gooding Jr. more likely to have more accusers come out, and unfortunately, I was right. They said 12 more women have come out and accused the star of inappropriate contact. Now, I'll play some audio later down in this commentary, but I got to tell you this: I predicted this was going to happen the year before last. When Cuba Gooding participated in that O.J. Simpson miniseries with David Schwimmer and all those well-known actors and stuff, and he played O.J. Simpson. And at the interview at the lunch party, Entertainment Tonight, Access Hollywood, all those people's asking Cuba and Sterling and any of the black performers, do they think O.J. Simpson is guilty? Which I thought was inappropriate because, one, O.J. Simpson, many years ago, was found not guilty by a jury of his peers. And those of us who are old enough to listen to the evidence, pay attention to what was going on at the time, know that trial was racially charged trial. Now, a lot of people have you believing that, it became a race trial when they showed black people cheering. No, they purposely put the cameras in the white neighborhoods. They purposely put the cameras in the black neighborhoods. They purposely went out and poked and prodded white people and black people into a certain response. Now, people forget, just a short time prior to that, we had the Los Angeles riots. We had the riots in Los Angeles because of the Rodney King verdict. Now, mind you, Rodney King was beat. We had that famous video. They was able to get the court case, the trial, out of the Los Angeles jurisdiction into Simi Valley, California. A pro Republican, pro Reagan, former law enforcement community. So you knew right then and there what was going on. But the thing was that when everybody outside of Los Angeles said, you know what, it's going to be a powder keg, something's going to go down. A lot of us knew that what was coming, but the media, as it always does, instigates certain things and promote mis stories or just flat out lie. Now, when those cops were found not guilty, it was anger in the black community, it was hurt. But guess what? The riots didn't start in the black community like you think it did. It started with other groups of people. Now, fast forward 20-something years later, they had to think that the black community was the main culprit, just like doing the whole O.J. Simpson thing. So what happened was, you take the Los Angeles riots, and the media is hell-bent on presenting that it was just black folks that participated in this. White people, Asian, Hispanic, gay, you name it. Everybody was tearing up California. Unfortunately, it was coming into the black community tearing it up. Just like when the Bulls won their first championship. You had people coming out of Cicero, Berwyn, Oak Park, Galewood, from the north side, coming down North Avenue, Chicago Avenue, going over there near where the United Center is, where the Chicago Stadium used to be, on Madison, just tearing up the city. And from that moment on, anytime the Bulls won a championship, or even when President Obama was inaugurated, the black community was locked up like Fort Knox. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, what did this all got to do with Cuba Gooding Jr.? It has a lot to do. Because I want people to understand the historical references, what happened, how the media was able to, for 20-something years, ignore what happened to Rodney King, but tell you OJ did it, OJ did it. Now, I never forget, I believe he was on vacation or school was out, something, because I know we were still in school, but we was out of school that Monday. What happened was my father, my mother, me, my brother, and sister was at home. And during the afternoon news, as you put it, O.J. Simpson's ex-wife was found dead with her boyfriend. That's how they reported it in the news. I remember telling my father, "Hey, Dad, O.J. Simpson's ex-wife was found dead and her boyfriend." And my father said, "Was he married to a white woman?" And I said, "I guess I think so." go. And when they showed OJ picture with her, me and my father and my mother said, oh, he's done. We knew automatically OJ would be killed. Now people say, always look to the husband. The husband usually the one that does it. Yes and no. There have been instances where women have cheated on their husbands. There have been instances where women just got victim of a crime and the husband didn't do it. But then there has been times where husbands have done it, just like there have been times the women have done it. I mean, even the wife has done it. But we knew automatically, no matter what O.J. Simpson did, white people did, he gonna be the first suspect. But the thing is, we didn't know that O.J. was in Chicago. He had flew to Chicago for a business meeting. So they said O.J. was leaving. They showed O.J. leaving, Chicago, going back to Los Angeles, meeting the police, and he had some brown. If I remember correctly, he had like brown slacks on and a white polo shirt. If I remember correctly. And you can see the look on his face, like he was upset. He had a look of me scared, like he was angry or something. If you go back and look at sort of this sort of like, why are you questioning me? That kind of thing. And later that evening, around about 4:30, my mother said, he's done. Done. And my brother started, yeah, he's done. My sister at that time, she didn't understand it. He said, a white woman is dead and a white man is dead, and you had any connection to them, you number one suspect, probably the only suspect. And my sister didn't get it at that time because she was young. But me, my brother, my mother, and father, we knew it. But the thing was, they said he was under suspicion. They said he had a cut on his finger. Now, okay, he said when he found out Nicole was murdered, he broke the glass in the bathroom. Okay, they went to the airport. They couldn't find the glass because they emptied it. Hotel could empty the trash and whatnot. And then, if I remember correctly, so he had a bandage, and they searched his house and whatnot, and I guess they came across the bloody glove and stuff. And I'm like, if OJ did all that, he was kind of balling, leaving the evidence where people would obviously go look for. But I said, maybe he did do it. But to this day, they still never found that murder weapon. And I remember watching the news during that time. How everybody was talking about it. How all OJ fans overnight, like they did with Bill Cosby, literally overnight turned on OJ. Because they brought OJ alleged abuse of his wife. I'm like, these guys lived in California, and I'm pretty sure they knew that OJ and Nicole was having issues back then. Now all of a sudden they act shocked. And people turned them overnight. But then when they did that Bronco chase, they made the news. Me and my brother and father, we just shook our head. My mother, like, why is that fool doing it? My father said, baby, he said, you're a black man. You've been just accused of killing two white folks. You ain't being rational. Now, white people here, they say, that's guilt. That's guilt. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Now, if you know the trial went on, we found out about different chemicals and mishandling evidence. Times didn't match up. Gloves not fitting. And then one day I was watching O.J. Simpson, oldest son from his first marriage, and he was just acting uncontrollably. And I noticed O.J. looked to the back, and I guess he whispered something to him, and his sister was comforting him, and O.J.'s mother and sister was there and whatnot. And then it came out that son was a chef. They say he was a sous chef. Now, even I knew at the time he's a chef, and most chefs who are professional, they carry their tools around with them, their knives and stuff. Those knives are sharp, whatever. And I said, the way Jason acted, I wouldn't be surprised if he did it. There was other things that was coming up that Jason and Nicole had a strained relationship. They even insinuated that Jason and Nicole may have been intimate at one time. Now, these are things they was putting out on TV that today they don't talk about, don't even play anymore. You have a bunch of white women coming on TV talking about OJ really ain't down with the black female. I'm like, they was doing the racial stuff before it even got to that point where they said America was divided by race. They was doing this. And people need to remember, MSNBC came online right before Fox. So you had actor Charles Grodin. I mean, everybody was just talking about this. And you had black Americans watching this. And Cuba Gooding Jr. and all these other people was watching this, and they knew it was racist. And a lot of them did publicly come out and say, "Hey, I support O.J. Simpson," but a lot of them was down for O.J. Simpson. They saw what was going on. They saw what the media was doing. They saw what the prosecution was doing. They saw what the white celebrities was doing. And when O.J. Simpson was found not guilty, white America was upset. Now, mind you, all the hundreds of years of all the millions of black people that lost their lives, this is what white America hang their hat on. To this day, they still do. They said we're going to give them the civil trial, which anybody have a brain knew that they're just going to find them guilty. But usually they say the civil trial don't mean anything. It's the criminal trial. But a white American sister OJ is guilty. Even though there's certain things that just don't add up. And to this day, they still ain't found that murder weapon. You just found everything else but a murder weapon. But they said he must have got Chicago and got rid of it. Let me break this down to you. Y'all ever been to Chicago? O'Hare Field is a really big place. And I guarantee somebody would have saw O.J. Simpson big old ass walking around. Hey, that's the juice. That's O.J. Simpson. He would have been spotted. There's no way in hell he could have got rid of it. They went and checked the landfills. I mean, they busted down like you wouldn't believe. But the killer was in plain sight, in my personal opinion. And I think O.J. Simpson knew who did it. I think he was protecting his son. That's my honest belief. But the media, from cartoons to comic books to music, you name it. And they kept doing it so long, even rappers got it. I never forget when Timberland and Magoo did it. Like OJ did something, I can't remember the lyric. All of a sudden, everybody can say he's guilty, 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 guilty. And a lot of black folk got mad at OJ Simpson and said, yo, that juror saved your ass. And people would say, well, they only did it because he was black. I'm like, y'all really don't understand black folk. They said the jury saved their ass. They could have punished OJ Simpson just because he hung around nothing but white folk. O.J. Simpson ran away from the black community so it became popular, not super popular, but popular. But you had a lot of blacks like Cuba Gooding Jr. and them saying, yeah, it was a setup, O.J. Simpson didn't do it, blah, blah, blah. I remember those interviews. Now, if you fast forward 20-something years after the constant O.J. guilty, O.J. guilty, I mean, every week you're going to find somebody make O.J. Simpson reference. They can't get away from it. And when they did this miniseries, Cuba Gooding Jr., Sterling K. Brown was asked about O.J. Simpson. And he was like, I feel guilty. I didn't see it. Yeah, he did it. He killed Ronald McGo. And he started crying like, it's wrong. He did those people. Sterling K. Brown was talking about, defending Christopher Darden. I think if you play Christopher Darden. And they even went to Angela Bassett's husband. Yeah, he played Johnny Cochran, if I remember correctly. And there was all these people just badmouthing OJ. And I'm like, you black men, you guys can answer the question without answering the question. But see, we give it that Denny Hale. I said Cuba went overboard with it. He was Sterling, and Sterling gonna get his at some point. Because it was just, OJ, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, y'all obsessed over this. He got away with it, but y'all wasn't that outraged when Trayvon Martin was murdered or Raquel Ward, Renisha McBride. You wasn't outraged when the brother got shot before his wedding night. Y'all wasn't outraged about that. But something happened 20-some years ago that was litigated 20-some years ago that we all watched. And we all knew that was racially motivated. And like YouTube and scrubbed some of them clips. Now, those of us who remember that, you remember way before they said Orenthal James Simpson not guilty, the media already made it to a race thing. And around that time, the Million Man March was going to happen that same year. White women are butting into getting black women to get, why don't they want you to come? You should be there too. You see, nobody remember all that. But they remember O.J. Simpson, that constant O.J. did anything. But when Cuba went overboard and boom, I did a video and I said, Cuba gonna get in. I said, you ain't talking shit about OJ. I said, he's still a black man in Hollywood. It takes one allegation, you're done. And especially through the Me Too thing, they tried to do a dry run on him with his co-star over us. I forget the one dating old girl from 2.5 Men. I can't think of her name. She's younger than the woman she dated. The one that played 2.5 Men played Charlie Sheen's mother. She's up in her 70s. She's old enough to be the chick because Cuban, I guess they was flirting and playing around, and I guess they was friends, and they tried to make it like Cuba sexually assaulted her then. And she came out and corrected them real quick and the media shut it down because she said Cuba's not. Don't do that. Don't lie on the man. She came to his defense. Now, considering all these women that came out of the woodwork, I wanted. No, Sarah Paulson, her name. That's who she is because she played. That's like Sarah Paulson. I wonder if her tune would change now. Now, as I said, I predict. I said Cuba gonna get his. I said if they can go after Bill Cosby, if they bring up Todd freaking Bridges, you know they're gonna come after cat like Cuba, but Cuba thought he was in. Cuba, and people gonna say, well, this is Cuba. He married to a white woman. Whether he married to a white woman or not, that has nothing to do with a lie. Do I think that Cuba did these things? No. I think that Cuba thought that he was comfortable. I think that Cuba thought that he could go around and show me the money. Cuba's 51 years old. I'm telling you right now, Eddie Griffin said it. You do not leave. They do not let you leave here clean. And ever since the so-called Me Too Time's Up crap, since white women started yelling about equal rights, as soon as Obama got in office, it been nothing but attack after attack after attack on black men. And I've been yelling about this for the last, next year be a decade. I've been on YouTube yelling for this for a long time. I said every now and then they're allowing a black woman, but they don't want to piss the sisters off. Because they need the sisters to be their attack dogs.
Cuba Gooding Jr. has already pled guilty, not guilty, I should say, to groping a woman inside a New York nightclub. Today, he was back in court facing new allegations from a new accuser, who also says the Oscar winner touched her inappropriately. There are reportedly even more women accusing the actor of misconduct. Cuba Gooding Jr. is back in handcuffs today as he faces new allegations. Shortly after pleading no, the new charges here in Manhattan they have come forward accusing Gooding of sexual misconduct back as far as 10 years. Prosecutors women have now come forward accusing the actor of inappropriate behavior. One accuser says he hit her on the shoulder. Another says he reached under her skirt. And another woman says he reached into her blouse. Gooding's lawyer, Mark Heller, insists nothing inappropriate. We are so surprised that this case going forward, and it is only indicative of the hysteria and unusual environment and climate that exists today. To some extent, the commonplace is now perceived to be inappropriate. Was free of handcuffs in all smiles as he left court. And a trial date for Gooding Jr. has been scheduled for December 13th.
Now you heard they said one woman said that Cuba bit her. He bit her while you go to the police. That been DNA evidence. That would be the guy him right there and there. One woman said he put his hand up her skirt. You didn't tell nobody. See, this is where you gotta use logic. See. But when you brothers out there ran and threw Cosby on the bus, or didn't come to Cosby's defense, or point out the inaccuracies in these stories, what you did is set a whole, gave a bunch of women. And this stuff started with Tiger Woods. Even though I can't stand Tiger Woods, I was telling people, I said, what they doing to him, they setting him up. It takes one allegation, and people say, well, I'm going to join in. I don't want this woman out here by herself, or I might be able to get a piece of that pie. They did this to Michael Jackson. And I saw the documentary about that. That stuff I already knew. Like I said, people look at it as a negative or a positive. I was a TV head. That didn't mean I just watched cartoons and movies. I watched the news. I read the newspapers. I know history. I use common sense. That's not saying we get to marry a white woman or being around white women. You don't have to be around any woman to be accused, but because this is a celebrity and white women tend to gravitate towards rich black men real quick, because a lot of these women are dime a dozen. A lot of them don't have the looks that most white men want. So they said, let me go get next to this black guy. Because this is a stereotype that goes all the way back to the original birth of a nation, And black men can't keep our hands off white women. That we somehow lose our minds when we see a naked woman or a half naked woman or a woman talking dirty to us. I told y'all way back in 2014, I said they're making a dry run on Bill Cosby. I said they trying to get, they're gonna go after Will Smith and Jay-Z and them, but the rumors about Will Smith being gay and about his marriage to Jada Pinkett and Will constantly being on point or being 20 steps ahead of him, they tiptoe around it. They went back and forth whether or not they wanted to mess with Jay-Z. He's generating too much money from him, too much trouble. Michael Jackson is dead. So they got rid of one of the richest dudes. Prince is dead. If Prince is alive, stuff would have came out about Prince. Oh, guess what? It did. Sinead O'Connor. They didn't gain no stake because they know she ain't playing with a afford that. All these years Cuba done been around, you ain't heard nothing about Cuba. All of a sudden, he get one inch and now the floodgates open. Come on. And I guarantee you all of them are white women. If they're not all white women, I apologize. But a sister ain't gonna let no brother bite them and not say something. Because she be like, motherfucker, you gonna pay me. Ain't no sister gonna let a dude put his hand up the skirt and she ain't gonna say anything. See, Cuba 51 years old. See, what Cuba messed up is going to these damn parties, these clubs. I don't mean no harm. You want to go out and hang out. He's not an old man. But you supposed to cut that party shit out in your 20s. Right? As a black man, you're gonna catch hell. We've been to the clubs. We know what these females do at the strip clubs and the clubs. They go out and get drunk on purpose. They get that liquor courage so they can go up there and they want the penis. They always want it, but they're gonna hide behind the liquor. A lot of them have buyer's remorse the next day, or they realize now they got video. I've been to the club. I've seen females going to men's bathroom and dudes running trains on. And you just shaking your head like any other time. She'll be like, "Oh, I don't do that." But today, like these women, the economy is hard. Like you have a certain group of women, a certain age group who don't want to do anything. They figure, I gotta do something, right? That's easy than going out there selling the ass. I just say somebody took it. And that doesn't mean that they're not women out here being abused of rape. Now, if Cuba Gooding did this, you wrong, dude. But my thing is, one said he bit you. Right then and there, you had DNA, his teeth mark. They would have took pictures of it, measured it, swabbed it, and say, okay, we got your DNA. Mr. Gooding, can you explain this? Woman say put his hand up her skirt. So did he penetrate you? Did he actually touch the goodies? If he rubbed his hand on your underwear, anything on you, his DNA would be there. The skin, people don't realize you can't skin. This is why the first they tell you don't take a bath, don't take a shower, don't wipe, don't scratch, don't touch the area. That's common sense. But see, these brothers think, oh, I'm famous. They love me. They know they love you because you got money. They will sleep with you to see if they can say, I'm gonna get me knocked up, or I'm gonna say, touch me. It take one allegation. See, you gotta get accused one time, and people say, well, he got accused public now. He's vulnerable. Cuba is vulnerable. Look at Bill Cosby. I'm gonna keep talking about Bill Cosby because I told y'all from the start that he didn't do what he was accused of. I knew it was racially motivated. Even with R. Kelly. Yeah, we know R. Kelly. He did that video. You know there was some young girls out there he shouldn't have been messing with, but they went to him. Well, I'm not saying that he wasn't wrong, but they rehashing the case from a decade ago that they didn't win. At first, they wanted to go after R. Kelly's with two women. He's holding them hostage. When they went to the Cook County Sheriff here in Illinois and the sheriffs in Atlanta, they couldn't find evidence of torture or kidnapping. They said, we got to get R. Kelly over. Let's go back and talk about child molestation. In that documentary, everybody kept putting the black woman out. It was actually a white woman, a black man with a black woman. They know exactly how to destroy black men. If you're a straight black man, you got anything going for yourself, any talent, any money, anything, you are a target. I told y'all, I said, don't be surprised if Cuba Gooding Jr. be next. When they get to Nate Parker, They found out old girl lied to try to set him up. But guess what they did? The media turned it like Nate was the bad guy. Nate tried to sell his film at the recent film festival. Nobody bought it. They punished him for something he didn't do. And what happened was, I said that black men in America, well-known black men, y'all gonna let one brother guy hanging the wind, they finna come after all y'all. They went after Tavis Smiley. PBS didn't want to show no more. So instead of just cancel him outright, go find him and say he got sexual harassed. Tavis fought back. You'll hear nothing else about that. Y'all can say that Russell Simmons left the country. Russell Simmons is still here in the United States. Y'all making memes about Bill Cosby. Look what they did to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson been dead 10 years. FBI the file came out saying he didn't do anything. He was watching it for years. Nothing. What do? They had to go get a black woman, open an amen, and give him cover. All of a sudden, everybody running away from Michael Jackson. Everybody worked with R. Kelly, not throwing him under the bus. Now Cuba Gooding, he's the next one. They got Eddie Murphy spooked. He's apologizing for old material. Look how they get these college football players, these white women go up here, they cursing, hitting on down, they got on video. They make the brother apologize. They couldn't wait to put Cuba back in the head because if Cuba's smiling, I want to be smiling. I wouldn't. Computer take that as he being. I know that's a nervous smile he's doing. Everything's okay. I'm Cuba Gooding. Everything's cool. Everything. Nah, Cuba. You need to have a little solemn look on your face. All these white dudes have been accused. Nothing happened. Scott Bell was accused by 2 of his co-stars. But he didn't say anything. And Scott Bell was even rude and disrespectful to his late co-star. Scott Bell has a history of womanizing people. Nobody said, well, let's check out Scott Bell. Charlie Sheen went around waiting, tiger blood. I had told people, I said, Charlie Sheen found out he got HIV or something. Come to find out, that's why he was doing it. He was cracking up. Matt Lawler was questioning over the years, all these interviews, questioning when black men got in trouble, they was remember this and everything. Then now he's accused, now you want people to believe him. When they accused Tom Brokaw, NBC quickly came out. Not Tom Brokaw, not him. He's a pillar of NBC News. He wouldn't dare do that. This is what they do. They accuse us of the worst, and we sit back and we take it. We make excuse for it. We rationalize it. 12 more women came out on Cuba Gooding Jr. At first, you hear not one. Now y'all see the pattern I've been telling y'all to set up. Now people say, well, Harvey, how do you know? He very well could be the predator. Let me break this down. I want you to use logic again. Whether it be a black woman, a white woman, an Asian, Hispanic. If a man bites you, he's a celebrity, that's easy. That's an easy lawsuit. And you know if a brother bit a sister, she'll let everybody know that motherfucker bit me. A white woman, oh, that nigger bit me. He left a mark. I'm going to the police. Nobody said nothing. And please don't tell me Cuba got power. Cuba can't even get a major motion picture. He's an Academy Award winner. He played in Boys in the Hood. Should have got Oscar, him and Morris Chestnut and them. Ice Cube and them. He's regulated to doing B movies. He did the movie Radio. Everybody's playing crack on it now. He did that movie with Robert De Niro. He played the true story about that Navy. That was he acted his ass off. He did a movie with Helen Mirren. After he was an assassin. Acted his ass off. But now everybody, Cuba Gooding Jr. is arrested. Cuba Gooding Jr. handcuffs again. I told y'all, they're not finished with us. And some of our own women helped out today on watching TV. Valerie Warner made a negative comment about Bill Cosby again. It's bad enough that Law and Order, they doing from the headlines. They're not talking about the white guys who got in trouble. Here it is, Ronan Farrow and them, Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson. But then all these white dudes, and like nothing happened. I told y'all way back in 2017, I said they're going to shift this movement. They're going to make the Me Too, they're going to make this the face of the black man. Y'all, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, okay. They tried it with that sister with Morgan Freeman last year. And what happened? I just told you that Kevin Spacey, a white dude, he didn't do it. You know it's somebody lying. I mean, let me tell you something. Okay, if Halle Berry, if I saw Halle Berry, I said, "How you doing, Miss Berry?" And out of the blue, she just started calling out my name, or she attacked me and dissing to me. I'm like, yo, man. Today, Halle Berry yelled at me, man. She called me out my name, or she gave me the clap, whatever she did. I'm not gonna sit around, no, 12 years, say, oh, by the way, Halle Berry did this to me. People are looking like, dude, really? See, we get a kick out of seeing black men make that perp walk. We get a kick out of it. And some of these brothers thought they was untouchable. I said, QB, y'all talking shit about OJ. I said, you're a black man in Hollywood. I predicted. I wish to God I'd be wrong on some of these things. But history has a way of repeating itself. Too many black men are thrown under the bus. Now, the sad part is there are actually rapists out here who are actually raping or sexual harassers. And it's very rare that a lot of them cats get caught. For some reason, them cats get to do whatever they want. Because it's the dudes out here that's flirting with you and you flirting with him, or y'all don't agree with each other. I'm going to fix him. Anybody who knows me know if a female accuses me of something like that, I'm going to kill him. I do that. That's why I'm dead serious. People say that's extreme. Being accused of something you didn't do, especially something like that, when you ain't never violated a woman's space, that carries a lot of weight. Look at Mike Tyson. He didn't rape old girl. To this day, say to Mike Tyson, Tyson get mad. That brother tried to do Mike Tyson. He snapped on him. A lot of us wasn't paying attention to the news. A white dude that they said she had a Desiree, what's her name? She said, I forget her last name, Desiree Washington. She had a history of lying on dudes. They said she had a history of it. When they went to court, they dismissed it. It was on 2020, Barbara Walters and the late Hugh Downs. I never forget it. 1991. When that judge in Indiana said, we're going to send a message to you, you some sports stars. He wants to say you niggas. Go back and look at that clip. Howard Cosell, before he died, Mike Tyson, this animal, he needs to be put in jail for forever. But just pride, Mike Tyson knocks him out. Mike Tyson's the greatest boxer I ever seen. But brother was making too much money. That's one of the reasons why Michael Jackson played that part. Neat, because they know if he came across too aggressive, he'd be seen. You can make that money. But then they said Michael was too nice. That's lying. So he did just to children. No proof. Once you're a black man getting accused of something like that, you are done. Now anybody can say anytime you did something, and people say, well, he got accused of before, so and to get accused again must have happened. No. Now the way that they treating Cuba gonna do some time on pay a lot of money out. I'm telling you right now, I can see how they're setting this one up. Don't be surprised some more brothers get caught up in this sexual harassment thing. Well-known brothers at that. Last year, they were up to 10 going after Morgan Freeman, that professor, Todd Bridges. They went after everybody they can think of last year. You know these women ain't yelling about no white. I told you, when white men stop pushing back, they stop. Anytime a black man is accused of something, they're going to get a gay black person to back him up. They're going to get the scaredy cat brother and sister to back him up. Like all the stuff that's come out of Bill Cosby. I told y'all way back when it was a setup. Let me say something to my brothers out here. I don't care how fine she is. Keep your hands to yourself. If she grab you know what? You yell. If you go on a date, tell friends, family where you're going, go someplace well lit. If you ever had the identification, do it. Because I'm telling you right now, it's like they're going back to that time when the original birth of the nation. It's how they want to be able to kill us with impunity. The police officer shooting us dead on the street, but they getting you into job place. He touched me. He invested me with his eyes. Then all these white boys, they got caught. White men got caught killing their wives and girlfriends. Well, he snapped, put them in jail. Black men do a simple death check. You actually think a black man was able to put his hands on a female dress and ain't no come on, man. Y'all got to use some common sense.